Receiving your content. Your audience will see it in a moment. You are live. Cool, let's get on it. Alright. Are these sound levels okay? Am I sound check 1, 2, 3? Am I good? Alright, let's hop on Minecraft. Let's get some content going. So, I've been working on my house a little bit. We got Fred's Fantastic Frozen Food Fair for Franz. And that's some food, expensive expertise. I don't know if I spelled expertise correctly. That's just etc. stuff. Wool, wood. My Dirty Dog Dirt Works over here. My stone, silver slime, stone and lime. Silky smooth sand and move.groove. Okay, I do have a bunch of glass, don't I? I do, so I'm gonna start building this sort of biome thing I'm working on. Oh wait, I already did. I was probably just gonna extend it a little more. And, make this dirt. I need a new shovel. Cause I wanted to have a walkway over here. So, need some dirt. I was also gonna plug this up with what? Probably some dark wood. Gotta make that shovel. I still have not found iron in this world. Muted? No mic? No, really? Are you serious? Shit, bro. Hello? Yo. Okay, so it's... Hello? 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 Dog Dirt Works. Wait. Over here. Oh my god. Dude, I literally had the stream muted. Dude, you guys got me. You guys got me. Oh my god, epic troll. Alright. Because I like recorded a little segment. I was like... Okay, how about this? Does this one work? Smoked. Yeah? 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 Okay. Yeah? Dude, it's actually the wrong one. So I was like... Yeah, I was actually, talking. I pulled the reverse Uno card. If you don't want me to talk, I won't. I wonder if I should keep my bed in the same position, like elevated. It's kind of cool. I was gonna like do a drop down here. Have like, actually no. Dude, this is just mining out stone. We need to like actually do something that's not boring. Like farming crops. I need to find some sugar cane. I'm gonna go do that right now. There should be a forest biome over here, so, or something biome. I need that cane, brother. I'm making a woodwind instrument reed. I need a cane, brother. I'm disabled. I need to walk better. I need a cane, brother. I need somebody in the family of the McCains. I need a cane, McCain, brother. Break! These are dope. Oh, there's sugarcane. I was looking right at it. I'm like, okay, where's the sugarcane? That's a lot, too. Swag. Alright. Let me farm up these roses, too, because I like them. Potpourri, that's what I'm going to be making out of these. I heard it drop in the water with my gaming ears. I don't think I need any more stuff from the swamp. I'll just gather this sugar cane, that's all. Dude, imagine trying to run a boat through here. It'd probably not work. My render distance isn't that bad. Oh, it's 6. What about 10? So I'm pretty sure if I just go around this island, my home should be around here. If I see the ocean again on the other side, that's how I'll know where I am. More roses, dope. More cane. Swag. Alright, let's get up. Let's giddy up. Oh, I forgot the music. You guys want music? How about some of this? Yeah. Is that an okay volume? Okay, I feel like I'm going away from my house. I have a plan though. Okay, that's gotta be where my house is. Is it too loud? Bit loud? That's a jam, dude. You can't be mad about this. Okay, I'm pretty sure my house is just over there. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely. Oh no, my house is right there. Whoa. Just leaving that ugly cobblestone tower. It's all good. I gotta get home before the monsters come out. The monster energies. Ow. I'm running. So, how are you guys doing today? Those skeletons are not shooting at me. Now they are. I'm not equipped for fighting monsters. Not at all. Okay, cool. I just gotta remember there's a creeper by my chicken coop. Oy oy oy. Oh my god, it's Skeleton City over there. Oh, they're getting burned, kind of. I need to suit up. Oh, I don't have iron. Mic fix? Mic fix? No. Fuck you. Stop making me think my mic is muted. It actually bothers me. I have confidence in myself now, so screw you for trying to think I'm not right when I know I am right. Okay. What do I do now? Plant these flowers, that's what I should do. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Plant my sugar cane, I guess. I already got the dew up for it. Okay. I need to get some buckets going. Where them buckets at? I need iron. I need to go down into the mine. I don't have a mine though. I've literally not been playing Minecraft. I've been creating just houses only. Alright, let's do it. 5 sticks? Of course not. Alright, where's my mine gonna be? I'm thinking just like right down here. Let's go. It's gonna go down this way and then come back. Dude, this is boring. Oh, I'm literally boring into the earth. It is kind of boring. So what you guys talking about in chat? Why does my head stay in one spot? In real life or in the game? If it's in real life, it's because I like my head to not move so much so I can have better balance. It's like a ninja thing. Ninja ideology. What's my Y? Shit. What's my Y? Oh, it took a screenshot. 47. 46. 45. Need to find a cave, that's what I need to do. Need to get cavey in here. This is boring. Drop. Activate cheats. No. I just want iron though, just for buckets. So I can get that water flowing. That water flowing and going. Dripping. No slowing. Dude, I saw this movie yesterday. It's called Underground 6. Actually sick. It's on Netflix. This is not paid sponsorship or anything. It was just a freaking sick movie. And I was like, gets me really hyped, you know? Movies get me hyped sometimes. And this movie was like, so hype. I'm about to run out of pick. Okay. You guys got any song requests? I'm gonna let... No, I'm not. This needs to play, dude. Lowrider. I've been randomly just playing around on CS maps, like b-hopping through them. Like if you're on my friends list and you see me oh, nice. I was about to tab out and lower the volume. Is the volume too loud? Try hard. Nah, no, it's louder please. Volume's good. Thanks guys. Thank you for being responsible chat watchers. I mean, responsible stream viewers that actually tell me what's good. Alright, time to go make some buckets. I'm gonna take this out too. Oh, my inventory's full? I'm gonna mine out a chest section here. A little home base. Little home away from home. Just to put cobble in. Dude, I know every street on Nuke. He is the one to meet. It's like Cheech and Chong type stuff, you know? I want to have a car that's like a ghetto cruiser, you know? But just like has huge rims. Dude, like those cars are so sick. Like I know they're not for my type of people, but those cars are actually baller. Just having huge like 36-inch rims. I've seen 40s on a what was it? a Victoria, or what's it? No, what's it called? Crown Vic. Yeah, those cars are freaking boats, man. They're sick though. Just reinforcing my seawall. Okay. Oh, this grew, thanks. Now I can replace all these with sand. Cause this is gonna be sugarcane time. Is there coal down here? No, it's gravel. I've been making charcoal in Minecraft instead of mining coal, and it's actually working out pretty well. See, charcoal, man. It's fire. I think this will smelt 8 blocks, so I'm just gonna leave it in there. This song is too hype. This is good. You're from Brazil? Dude, that's great. How's the, isn't there some Counter-Strike thing going on there? Or they're building like a, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Brazil. Tell me what's up, though. Okay, I need sand. Okay, cool. Let's get that bucket going. I'm pretty sure I only need one. You know what's funny is I could actually do all this stuff in real life, I feel like. Just go out to a random place, find seeds, make a farm. I kinda wanna do that, like primitive technology, you know? It seems like it'd be fun. Of course I'd have like, you know, an emergency helpline, like on my phone or something. Like I would be either with somebody or just, I don't know. It's like I'm printing water. Alright, I'm gonna go sleep. I jumped into bed. Did you see that? I was probably like, you know? That was crazy. This is like my garage, kind of. Got some dirt in my garage, some rocks. I'm gonna like clear this out off stream, and then probably just put. Nah, it's like a cool hangar. I'll like put a plane in here, like a fake plane, or I could just like get mods, but I don't know. I don't really want to do mods because they can get kind of complicated if they conflict with each other, you know. All right, I'm gonna. Okay, cool. Printer sounds. Dude, this is kind of confusing. Uh-oh. I mean, I guess I could just have like, this is Largo Strait because I want it to be still water. Okay. I might have to make like, I might have to build this up and then. Oh, we're making progress. Oh, oh. There we go. 1 billion IQ. Swag. Alright. I'm probably gonna add more sugarcane rows later and like clear this out more. I'm gonna erode some of this. Erosion. Cool. Oh, I need to put some dirt up there. Do I have dirt? Now I do. How is this? I just died in your arms tonight. When something you said. Okay. Let me. Oh, I gotta drink some. Raspberry lemonade. Oh, blackberry flavored lemonade. All natural. Glug, glug, glug. Okay, what's Chad doing? G Fuel sick. Hand it over. Hand what over? Oh, the drink? I'm good. I need to improve my walls over here. Kind of wanted to have it smooth on the bottom. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna put stairs here next. This should work. I might have to chop some birchies. Just get a proof of concept going. Okay, that works. Then one more. Alright, so I planted all these trees in my yard so I can chop them down. But I will replant, you know? I literally have produced more trees than I've chopped down in this map, so it's all good. I'm living sustainably. Conservationist, that's me. Conservative, maybe. Nah, I'm voting for Yang. Yang gang all the way. I want that freedom dividend, and I also like a bunch of other his policies. Just saying I like the freedom dividend is kind of like a meme, you know, because that's like his like neat bucks, you know. But I think he's pretty good, just all around. Does business well. I'm trying to do business well. Businessman to businessman. It's cool. Okay. How much I got? 47. Oh, I didn't know right click would do that. Okay. I need to move some stuff around. My XYZ. What should go in here? Nothing. I'll just put some random wheat and sugar in here. White. No, I don't have any. Frozen foods. Okay, now I can make some stairs. Okay, cool. This is dope. I'm gonna put wood on this wall with dark wood on the corners. Wait, do I have dark wood? Yeah, dope. So I only need to mine out this, and then I'm gonna have, I guess stone is kind of cool, so I'll keep that. I'll keep the bottom part of the wall stone. Actually, I should do this. I have like a little deck, little porch coming up. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, this is cool. I'm gonna make stairs and then use these like, yeah. Fuck. I jitter clicked it. Swag. Alright, this will just be a porch area, I guess. I'm gonna like clear out this mountain, this like little hill, off stream though, because it's boring to do on stream. What can I do? I want to make some lily pad, little island over here. Oh, a lot of birch saplings over here. This still hasn't grown. I wonder if I need 4 together to actually make it grow. Like a jungle tree or something. Okay, I got 20 trees to plant. 20 million trees. Let's plant them, guys. Planting 20 million trees in Minecraft. Because I love money. Only tree I plant is the one I smoke. Florida. Florida. Do I have food? No. Oh, this song slaps. Oh, I had stuff cooking, I forgot. So I actually can make shears now. I want to go collect some wool then, after I go to sleep. Okay. Take a sip. I need some food. I'll just eat some bread. Put it back in the fridge. What's over here? Okay. I'm gonna go feed my chickens after this. Beats per minute. I was like, I thought I didn't have, yeah. Thought I ran out of seeds for some reason. Alright. So this is a science experiment. We're gonna see if chickens like glass. Oh, that bunch of eggs. Holy wow. Alright, do you like glass? Oh, what about seeds? Oh, they like seeds. Go, 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 go make sex fast. Give me XP. Yeah, chicken sex. Let's go, I need to make a cake soon or something, dude. I need milk. So I can make another bucket, but I don't really want to. And I'm gonna save my iron. I need to make a chest for it though. What do I call this one? Martin's Magnificent. Metalworks. Dot. I need to put some stuff in here. Let's get some classics. You guys know Alice Allen? Oh, who joined? Cream Fresh. What's up? Yo, thanks for the member join. Put some random silky smooth. Alright, I'm gonna go look for a cow. I'm gonna put my seeds in the seed bin over here. Okay, let's go milk a cow. Cow spawns are kind of rare, I've noticed. I don't usually find cows when I go looking for them, but it is interesting. Go frolic around. I don't need to domesticate these sheep because they just stay over here. They keep respawning and spawning more. It's all good. Oh, this is cool. Is that my pick? Yeah. Might find some iron over here. I'm gonna leave cobblestone so I know where I'm going. Bunch of wool. Could probably carpet my floors now. Oh, nice flowers. Oh, that's a cave. That's a zombie. Huh. I told you I usually don't find cows. Sheep though. A lot of sheep. think I'm in the wrong biome for this. Oh my god, it's like one of those calendars, goats in trees. Have you seen that one? I don't want to push this sheep off. Okay, cool. Oh, I should do this to get some birch leaves. I'll get 8. Have it even. Even though my house is odd numbers, so I'll get 9. Okay, we're heading back home since we couldn't find cows. I like to movement. Do I need pork? Nah. Ton of sheep around my house though. So I guess that's good. Oh, here's a little beacon I made. Oh, plans for a beacon. Sheepville, yeah, that's what I called it. Because there's so many sheep. Okay, I'll probably head that way next. I just need to take a second. I'll probably chop down some trees. Get some logs so I can have these leaves not decay when I place them down as decoration. Okay, I'm thinking right here. Actually, is this like... I'm gonna have a... I'll have a 2-block ceiling. Or 2 blocks between my floors. Cool. Cool. Move these torches doesn't make sense. Cool. Okay. I need food. Alright, I'm gonna head this way now. This seems like a plains biome. There should be cows around here. Cool little cave, I guess. Oh, some iron. Gotta gather up my metals, you know how it is. If you see this type of color in a stone or like mud next to a water source, that usually means there's iron in the mud. Oh, there's a zombie in here. This is like a cave system kind of. Should mark this off for later exploration. I'll just remember where it is. Actually, I'll make a little stone arch. Shit. Okay. That's how I know where the cave is. I'll probably turn it into an official mine later, but... Oh, there's my stone tower from earlier. No cows in sight. Cows are rare, bro, I told you. They're freaking nowhere. I heard a moo. Yo! I need to harvest your milk. And I'll need to harvest one of your organs. preferably being your whole body. Whoa, did I just one-shot that? Alright, that was okay. He was probably dying of old age, and then I just helped him out a little bit. It's all good. I put him out of his misery, for sure. This cow seems fine though, so... Yeah, he's mooing all good. What's chat? Bring a cow home? No. They're right next to my house, I don't need to. I'll just remember cows are over here. I want to establish that island. It's a pretty cool island. Just has like trees and stuff on it. So I'm gonna make a cake now. I think I only need like milk, eggs, wheat for bread. How do I make a cake? Okay, I need to make sugar. Okay. I need to sleep because it's night. Huh. Okay, I'll just sleep now. I was like, where can I place torches, dude? Literally nowhere. And I don't even need torches because it's already lit. Oh, okay. Yo! Freaking working. So these can place on carpet? Or no? Yo. What's up, Zomber? Swag. Don't want that. That's infected. Bro, IQ. Oh, What? Okay. I'm gonna let these grow up some more. And then, oh, do you see this? Big Pharma? I'm stupid. The music, lol. This song is good. I thought that was a creeper up there for a second. I saw the bright green, I was like, uh-oh. Do I not have seeds? Okay, I'm gonna make some, an iron chest plate. This looks kind of cool. It is kind of bumpy though. I like that though. I'll just not have it, so if I can't complete it. Okay, that's fine. Yo, I'm a master at calculating how much I need, bro. Okay, so let me get my tools sorted out. I don't think I'm gonna need this hoe. I'm gonna plant some flowers around here. Cool. I'm gonna place some lily pads down too. Cool. I'll work on that island. I don't know what I'm gonna do there. Maybe like a tiki bar or something. Okay. Okay, cool. I'm gonna wait for all that wheat to grow before I mine it. Mats. I'm gonna just move this into my house. It's kind of materials for building a canal, but I'm done with the canal now. Oh, speaking of building, I should take some of these seeds and plant up the rest of this. I still need to make that cake. Said I was going to. Cool. I'm gonna make a monopoly on sugar. Well, I'm gonna be the only person. I don't know. I'll see if I can find a village later. I'm gonna get off now, guys. Alright. Pack it up. Alright. Let me pack it up here. Let me cook this. Let me just use the rest of this burn on some cobblestone. Because it smelts 8 things, right? So it's going to be able to smelt 5 after it's done with these steaks. So I'm going to pop it in real quick. Just to like not waste the charcoal. Okay. Frozen foods goes in the freezer. I'm also gonna make that cake the next time I'm on. And let's name something real quick. Let's name this cave. Or no, let's name this big mushroom. Or no, let's name the thing I already established, a chicken farm. Alright. What's gonna be the name of the chicken farm? Oh, thanks for the 2 Cream Fresh. Yo, Hungarian. Thanks for member. Sex, Speam, KFC. Oh, that's a good one. Valve, KFC. Speam? No, Speam is stupid. Egg.tiff, KFC. I'll call it KFC slot Roost Roostomatic. Roostomatic. Cool, got 4 eggs. Do I have seeds on me? No. I don't need any more chickens. Okay, I'm gonna go. Peace, guys. Peace out. It was fun stream. Thanks for tuning in.